Hello, welcome to Ian HRP on YouTube, and welcome to this video all about the Acuter Natureclose 20 to 60 80mm waterproof spotting scope. So as I said, this video is for the Acuter, I presume that's how you pronounce it, the Natureclose 20 to 60 times 80mm waterproof spotting scope, which I've picked up yesterday while out at a country show, don't you know? Oh yes, very posh indeed. Rah, 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 rah. Anyway, yes, it was a very good show. And then I saw this out and advertised, and it's something I've seen before, and I've never really thought, well, you know, I could use that. But actually having a test and a play with it at the show sold me on it, really. It's useful. The main thing I've got it for, obviously people use these for spotting, similar to binoculars and stuff like that. But it's obviously got a very good zoom on it. But I thought, well, now what can I do to get a closer look at the moon using my camera? This indeed, because you can attach this via a T-ring to your camera. And unfortunately I haven't been able to test it because it's been A, cloudy, and B, the moon's not been out until 3 AM in the morning, and I'm not that committed. Anyway, let's have a look at the box. So on the front we have a picture of the scope and then two very pretty birds. There, I'm sure someone will know what they are. Let's have a look at the specifications on the back. Just zoom in slightly. There we go, right. So we have the Natureclose 20 to 60 times 80mm waterproof spotting scope, aperture 80mm, magnification 20 times to 60 times, which is actually done pretty much via the eyepiece. Now my one here isn't this straight angled one, it's one where the finder comes up at an angle as well, which makes it slightly easier to use. Angular field of view is at 2.1 degrees to -1 degree, and then the field of view feet to metre at 1,000 yards, metre is 37 metres to 19 metres. No idea what that really means. Eye relief is 20mm, and the close focus is 7.5 metres, and it's a fully multi-coated optics, warranty, no fault, limited lifetime guarantee. I haven't really seen much information on. Anyway, so there's not much else around the box itself. So let's have actually a look at the device. It comes in this, which is a stay-on carry case, which basically means that you can, if it's slightly harsher weather, you can attach your tripod mount in there and then keep the camera on. That end opens up. So, quite a nice bag, fairly decent quality one as well, and that is waterproof. So, this is the scope itself, which looks quite impressive, doesn't it? This actually gives a 1000mm zoom lens on your camera when you attach the T-ring, which is a big lens, and this particular one cost me £160 from the show, which means basically you get a 1000mm lens for 160 quid instead of several thousand if you were to buy one of the Canon ones. So yeah, obviously I'm not expecting it to be absolutely as good quality as one of those, because obviously they're worth several £1000s and this is £160, but I am looking forward to getting this out on the moon and to see what sort of shots I can get for it. I did have a little go last night trying to get Saturn, but it was very windy, so I was getting a lot of shake, even with a decent tripod. Right, so let's have a look at the size of the lens. There it is. It's a big old fat lens at the front, and then it's really good quality. It's metal build. It's nice and sturdy. On here you have your focus ring, which means you can get a nice accurate focus, and then that's where the eyepiece goes, and then on the end there you get, let me just get that in focus for you, it gives you the diameter and the focal length and that, and made in China, and the model number is the ST20 to 6080A. So yeah, there's the actual device itself, which is a very good quality, and it is waterproof. Now the thing that actually makes this as good as it is comes in its own little bag and its own little box, and if I just unscrew, you can see that actually the eyepiece is a very good quality eyepiece. This actually gives you your zoom, so this gives you your 60 and 20, so 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So basically times 20 to times 60 zoom on the scope itself. Now, so this fits in, let me just turn that around here. You just unclip that there, and then you right, there we go, that's better. There we go. Yes, so there you go. That's that zoomed in. That's that screwed in. So that's your eyepiece, and then you literally universal standard tripod adapter. Put that on your tripod, and then you have a scope that will give you a 60 times zoom. It's a 1000mm lens pretty much, and it's really good quality when you're looking through it, and it's amazing how far you can get. I shall show you some pictures towards the end of this video of actually what you can get when you use this with your camera. So, how do you attach the camera to the lens? Now this took me forever to try and figure out, and it was only by watching another YouTube video that I suddenly went, ah, that's how you do it, because the bloke told me that you actually have to unscrew the top end here, but you don't. Nice little feature. You take the rubber eyepiece off, and then literally you add your T-ring to the camera there, or to the lens there, and then you add that to your camera. So I shall just go and get the T-ring and show you what I mean. So this is just a standard cheap T-ring. You can get these off Amazon or eBay for a couple of quid. You don't have to spend loads on them, and literally all you do, the camera attaches to this side here, which is where the lens basically is acting as a lens connection, and then you literally just screw that onto there with the camera attached, and there you have a 1000mm zoom lens for you to use. So yeah, the main reason I got this, as I said, is to look at the moon and to try and get some photos of the moon. I took some very quick photos of Jupiter last night, and it was way too shaky. Even with a good sturdy camera, the wind was quite up, so it wasn't getting the best photos. I don't think you're going to get that far. I could see the moons briefly of Jupiter, but obviously you can't see much detail. It's not a scope to replace a massive telescope that people use to do astrophotography. But my main interest really when I'm doing night photography is to do either wide view of stars or to do pictures of the moon. And this one, where I can get a fairly decent shot from a 300mm lens that I've got a video review coming up for shortly, this will obviously give me a much better and clearer, hopefully, view of the moon. So that's one of the main reasons that I brought it. I also might use it as well if I'm doing a bit of wildlife photography. Probably not, to be honest. But for £160, if it means I get some really good shots of the moon, I shall be very happy with it indeed. It's a really nicely built, solid quality. You can change the eyepiece if you want. They do several different types of eyepieces, of wide angle lens, fixed focus and stuff like that. For most people, I would think you would be quite happy just to have this particular lens, or this particular combination of zoom lens. Obviously one thing you will need with this is the tripod. You could not use it handheld. There's no stabilization in there obviously, and you would just get a shaky image. So you do need to be able to put it on a tripod, but it is a standard tripod fit. If you're adding your camera to that, just be wary of the fact that it is obviously quite a hefty piece of equipment, so just make sure that your camera and this will not become unstable on a tripod. You need a fairly good one to be able to do that. One of the advantages of this is the fact that this eyepiece here is a very good size, so you get a nice good field of view when you're looking down the eyepiece, and this 20mm is particularly useful if you wear glasses, in the fact that you can actually bend it down and get your glasses in position right, which I know a lot of people that wear glasses and use telescopes have issues sometimes with these being quite shallow and not being able to get a decent picture. So yeah, really good quality, really impressed with it. It's a very good build of scope. It's the first scope I've brought, and I'm more than happy with it, and Very much looking forward to be able to have a decent night with the moon up where I can actually take some photos and use it for what I bought it for the main reason. So let me grab the box. Okay, let's have a look at some of the photos taken with the scope using my 70D camera. This one is taken at 20 times zoom. As you can see, you do get the black ring around the edge of the photo, but you can crop it quite successfully to get a decent enough image quality at the centre of the picture. The next one that I'm going to show you is taken at 40 times zoom. So as you can see, at 40 times zoom, you still do get some distortion towards the edge of the picture, but the actual centre of the picture is very sharp indeed. The next photo is at its maximum magnification, which is at 60 times zoom. Now if you look at the 60 times zoom, obviously you do get some distortion and some fringing around the colours at the edges of the object, but you can get rid of those using Lightroom or Photoshop. And with a bit of practice, I'm hoping to be able to get some really good quality pictures out of this. So there you go, just a quick example photos taken using the scope. So there you go, that's my overview and impressions of the Acuter Natureclose 20 to 60 times 80mm waterproof spotting scope. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to using that. If you want to visit my website, it's ianhrp.co.uk, or I am on 500px as well over there, and you can see all my photos. That particular one there was the award-winning one. Yes, I have an award-winning photo. Very good. Anyway, so yeah, if you wanted to have a look at that, please do. The link is down below. If you like this video, please subscribe and share, and follow me on Twitter, ianhrp. Until next time, thank you for watching, and goodbye.